Yeah, I'm incredibly proud. It's meant an awful lot to me and my broader family for many, many years. So the club, and so it's a massive honour and privilege. Obviously, that's tainted somewhat by the sad circumstances in which I've come to be appointed, and David Hodgkiss was an incredibly popular chairman at Lancashire Cricket Club, and they're big shoes to follow, and he left a strong and very relevant legacy. So, sad circumstances, but for me personally, just a great honour.
And obviously, you're very, very new to the post, but just tell us a little bit in terms of the key focuses that you're looking to implement while you're chairman of the club.
Yeah, well, clearly, I'm the chairman. We've got a fantastic executive team led by Daniel, and a great cricket side of the club as well, which is important, led by Paul Allott as well. And those are, my job is to provide guidance and leadership alongside the board to the executive team. And that's where, that's what my focus is. But I think the immediate priority is to navigate the uncertainty of the next 6 to 12 months, right? We've got so much unknown lying ahead with lockdowns and restrictions on who's allowed to come to watch matches, who's allowed to come and use the conference entertainment facilities at Lancashire. We've got to navigate that, and the job of the board has got to be to help the executive team navigate through some very difficult times that lie ahead. They've already done a fantastic job. Everyone at the club has done a fantastic job over the last 9 months, I guess, and have made it as comfortable a ride as possible in incredibly trying circumstances. But we look ahead, and right now, none of our conference facilities are open. The hotel is running at very low capacity. It's really difficult times. So my first priority has got to be to help the executive team to navigate through that. And then it's all about implementing the longer term strategy. And that strategy is well defined. I don't need to come in and help reinvent that, because I think the executive team and the board are all working together on the strategy as it's published. And that's very exciting. It encompasses a lot of fun elements, especially around bringing up grassroots players through the club and getting local talent into the first team at Lancashire. There's elements like that are incredibly important. So let's navigate the rocky waters ahead, but let's keep an eye on the longer term as well.
As you mentioned there, it's obviously been a very challenging last 9 months or so. But there has been some success in there, including the hosting of international behind closed doors cricket. How great, as an outsider looking in, how did you think the club sort of did with that?
I mean, personally, it kept me sane throughout the summer. Right? It was absolutely fantastic, because it's a time when there was no live sport on at all, and then all of a sudden the international cricket came on, and Lancashire Cricket Club just did the most amazing job. I mean, first off, I would just pay massive tribute to the ground staff, because the number of great wickets that were produced by Lancashire. They did a great job down the Aegis Bowl as well, but the pitches were never quite as good as the Lancashire ones. They just delivered perfectly for every format of cricket. And that's what was so exciting. And to see Emirates Old Trafford in all its glory, minus, spectators, which would have got the place rocking, but still to have such a fantastic environment, it was just brilliant to see. And I think everyone around the country, who regular cricket supporters and the broader cricket audience who plugged in for this summer would have seen a fantastic performance by everyone at Emirates Old Trafford, and it was really brilliant to behold. And it has kept the club buoyant, during a very, very difficult time. And those 21 days of international cricket have just been immense in keeping the club going forward.
And just looking at your sort of previous experiences, for those who don't know, just tell us a little bit about your previous roles, particularly in sport, and how you think these will help contribute to your time as chairman.
Yeah, it's fascinating. Actually, my first real sports experience went back to when I worked at Disney, and I ran 2 businesses that were responsible for the merchandising for the Anaheim Angels baseball team and the Mighty Ducks ice hockey team. So that's when I got into sports in the first place. And then I went to work for Channel 4 just as we were getting Test match cricket, and then worked on the renewal of Test match cricket. So I was at Channel 4 during those brilliant years, actually, when I think they transformed the broadcast of Test match cricket at that time. And on the back of that, I was lucky enough to be made the commercial director of Manchester United, and I was on the main board of Manchester United when it was a public company. I lived through the takeover of the Glazers. I worked with the Glazers for a couple of years, and then moved on. But working for Manchester United, you learn an awful lot about the commercial side of sports and how you can monetize all the things around sport. And it was just brilliant fun and a brilliant learning. I then went to run the ATP tennis tour in Europe as the chief executive of the ATP. And that, again, was a great experience. The most important thing there was the delivery of the World Tour Finals at the O2. I was chairman of the World Tour Finals. And that was just an amazing product and an amazing thing to be involved with. And still is incredibly successful as it goes into its last time at the O2 Arena. That's something we're all very proud of. I then went on to do the World Cup bid, which was less successful, although we did a good bid, and I made some amazing contacts around the world of sport, and I think we were very well respected for how we put our bid together. It's just unfortunate the way it all panned out with Russia and Qatar winning the two bids. And then I've had about 8 years running commercial businesses related to sports in Kitbag, which we sold to a big American company called Fanatics, and also a company called Gold Soccer PLC, where we had some serious issues we inherited to sort out. And I'm now the chief executive of the British Olympic Association and responsible for taking Team GB to Summer Olympics, Winter Olympics, and various youth Olympics and youth festivals. So, a lot of experience in both the administrative side of sport, but also importantly in the commercial side of sport. I've been very, very lucky to have some incredible jobs. And I feel incredibly lucky again to be involved with Lancashire, because it has meant so much to me and my family since I was a very young kid.
Just latching on to that point, really, just tell us a little bit about your sort of earliest and favourite memories of watching cricket at Emirates Old Trafford.
Yeah, I mean, my real strong memories from the 70s of that incredible team with David Lloyd, Barry Wood. I can name the whole team if you want me to, but that's probably a bit more in Clive Lloyd, Peter Lee, Ken Shuttleworth. And watching what were then the Gillette Trophy games, so the 60-over one-day games. And we just, obviously, the historic game against Gloucestershire. And then there was a repeat of that a couple of years later when David Hughes came in again and had a good go at Gloucestershire. But I think especially matches against Kent in that era were just memorable. We had one final in particular which was truly memorable. So that era was when I grew up watching cricket and when I was a junior member. And then the era that followed that as well, with the likes of Paul Allerton, Neil Fairbrother, etc., playing in the first team. Another great era again. And then we've continually had some great England heroes in the team and some great overseas players. But it's really the formative years of the 70s that really moulded me into a Lancashire fan and saw some amazing moments and some very happy memories.
And just finally, is there, if you had the opportunity to say anything to the members of Lancashire Cricket, what would you like to say to them?
Well, one is thank you for staying with the club throughout this tough time. I mean, we all understand that not having live cricket to attend is not great. The members are the people who keep the club alive, and the people who come through thick and thin and watch the team in red ball cricket and white ball cricket. And we've got to work with the members to build a stronger club, and we've got to build a stronger membership base as well. And I think that's a priority for all of us on the board and in the executive team. Is we know we've got to do a better job of membership. And I think we do that by collaborating and working with the existing members and then trying to find out the best ways to tap into new membership. And it's especially important that we start building junior members, because for people like myself who grew up as kids watching Lancashire and loving it, I think it's really important that we create that next generation of adult members now by really tapping into the junior market and the broader younger market and really building the appeal. And hopefully, there's ways of doing that, and we've got to work very hard at it. It's a competitive market, but at the same time, the Lancashire Cricket Club means so much to so many people. I think we've got to tap into that broader appeal.